Witamy. Welcome.
It's the 1987 Polish Constitution Day Parade, brought to you in part by the Polish National Alliance.
Hello, everyone. I'm Marianne Childers, and from all of us at Channel 7, welcome to the 96th Annual Polish Constitution Day Parade in Chicago. A special celebration this year because this parade is celebrating the first settlement of Polish immigrants in Chicago, and that happened 150 years ago, at the very time Chicago was in fact settled. I'm here with my friend and colleague, reporter Alan Kraszewski from Channel 7, and also joining us again this year is Lucinda Magala, who's Vice President and Program Director of WCEV Radio, and also the Artistic Director and General Manager of the Lyra Singers, who have some performances coming up, but we'll talk more about that in just a little bit. You've attended these parades for years, haven't you?
Oh, since I was a child.
In fact, you've marched down Dearborn Street.
In most that I haven't covered with you.
But there's a special significance to the parade, isn't there, Lucinda?
Yes, we are celebrating the first Polish Constitution ratified on May 3rd, 1791. It was a document that is very much like our own American Constitution and embodied the whole spirit of Polish liberalism, Polish independence, the spirit of liberty.
Now, we just took a shot there on our monitor there of Walter Kozłowski, who's the Grand Marshal this year, Chicago's city clerk since 1979, Illinois State Representative for 7 years, very dignified gentleman in our city. And Alan, we've already heard some bands go by. I think there's probably a ceremony taking place right now, isn't there?
That's right, Marianne. In front of the reviewing stand, they're having a ceremony right now, which will include the playing of both the American National Anthem and also the Polish National Anthem as well. And there you see, of course, the dignitaries, Senator Paul Simon. There would not be a parade in Chicago without dignitaries, politicians.
There's Governor
James
Thompson.
Yes.
And Samantha joining her dad with a jacket on today.
Right next to Senator Simon, President Mazewski, Aloysius Mazewski of the Polish National Alliance, which organizes this parade. There's the
also,
governor.
Stanley Cusper as well, to the governor's left. There's Samantha.
Hi, Samantha. Let's have a wave for the crowd there. It's kind of a brisk day. Actually, it's a little nippy right down here. We're at Daly Plaza, by the way, right along Dearborn Street. And there's been a bit of fog over Chicago this morning. This area is clear, but maybe a little later we'll show you the view back north up Dearborn Street. And there's some political figures.
Edward Bergoliak,
marching.
of course.
Looks like we have a very big turnout, despite, certainly among the marchers, despite some rather dreary weather today. But I don't think the fog and the cold has put any kind of a chill. There's Neil Hardigan.
Some of you at home perhaps were thinking, oh, maybe I'll work outside today. Well, the weather may not be conducive to that, but we certainly invite all of you to just sit back and relax and enjoy the parade.
The Polish National Anthem.
The U.S. Army Color Guard and 4th Army Band from Fort Sheridan playing the Polish National Anthem. There's much, much more to come. Things are just getting started here. We hope you stay with us as the Polish Constitution Day Parade continues.
my father was in the South Pacific and married my mother, who was an Australian girl, and they stayed in Sydney. So consequently, I was raised in Australia the first 16 years of my life, had an Australian accent, and I used to say things like, I put another pierogi on the barbie. So you can see why I had to come to America and move to Chicago. Much more comfortable here. Fit right in.
You've heard about the new stain-safe carpet, I'm sure. Do you wonder if it works? Well, look at this. Double chocolate sundae, right? Now, you could leave it there for 24 hours and still get it good as new in minutes. To me, that is incredible. The only thing more incredible is that Empire can deliver and install your new stain-safe carpeting in just one day.
588-2300 Empire.
Call Empire today. Get your stain-safe carpet tomorrow.
Small load, huh?
Yours too.
Maybe we could wash them together.
Maybe.
It's on me.
So's the ring around the collar. We'll use my whisk. Tough stains like this need whisk. Whisk does a better job. And when whisk gets that ring around the collar...
Our whole wash is clean. Give you a ring?
Let's stick to collars.
Whisk gets ring around the collar and your whole wash clean.
I used to ride bent over. My bike couldn't handle stones. I couldn't find the gear shift. I got soreness in my bones. Every time I rode that way, I always got a bruise. You can blame it on the bike. It's the peddler's blues.
The Huffy Savannah takes you where you're going in comfort. With a cushioned seat, thick tires, upright handlebars, and 10 speeds. You just can't lose.
It's the ultimate in comfort. No more peddler's blues.
Huffy, America's first choice.
Look, I can't believe you're not going.
Yeah, so?
So it'll be fun.
Okay, who's gonna be there?
Walter Payton's the Grand Marshal.
And Kurt Cameron's the host.
So's Janet Davies and Jim Rose.
And Miss America's gonna be there.
I think he wants to go.
Come on, it'll be the best.
Lots of floats and music. It's the biggest party of the year.
Say yes to the Say No to Drugs Parade, live Saturday, May 9th on Dearborn Street.
You talked me into it. I knew.
Welcome back. Marianne Childers here with Alan Kraszewski and Lucinda Magala along Dearborn Street, where thousands of people are watching the Polish Constitution Day Parade. Lucinda, isn't there a custom of a little cognac or something to
We
warm
were
you up on
talking
a day?
about it last year. This is one of those days where a little French cognac, which is a very Polish thing to do, would be perfect.
We won't be doing any of that here, of course.
Unfortunately not. At least the producers won't know.
No, maybe a little hot coffee.
Right.
I think the spirits are very high, and there's a warm spirit among this big crowd today. And now our ceremonies are over at the reviewing stand, and the parade is starting down Dearborn.
Marianne, our first float heading up the street right now, or down the street if you prefer, on Dearborn. This is the Legion of Young Polish Women. They are presenting their 1987 queen in her court and also the post-debutantes. The queen this year, 17-year-old Anna Kosacecki. She is a senior of the Sacred Heart of Mary High School. She's planning to attend the Western Illinois University, majoring in fashion design and merchandising. You see her there.
She's lovely.
She certainly is. She enjoys skiing, she says, and team tennis. And in school, she organized the substance abuse organization. Included in that same group, the second runner-up, Stephanie Czeslaw, Maria Hodzinski, the president of the Legion of Young Polish Women. That organization is charitable in nature. They're giving assistance to worthy Polish causes, also supporting local and national American causes as well.
And right behind them, we have the float that's sponsored by the Polish Women's Civic Club. It was organized back in 1924. And the object of the organization, like many of the organizations we're going to be talking about today, is philanthropy, to provide scholarships for qualified students, contributions made to not-for-profit charitable organizations. Now, these ladies have a motto, and the motto is, give to the world the best you have, and the best comes back to you. The float commemorates the signing of the Constitution of the United States of America. And the president of the Polish Women's Civic Club is Alice Zurich.
That float is under the direction of Anita Franuszkiewicz.
Coming up behind them now, there you see some colorful headgear. The Knights of Columbus, the LaSalle Assembly, 4th degree Knights of Columbus, the largest 4th degree in 10 countries. It is a Catholic patriotic degree, the highest degree in the Knights of Columbus. On October 25th, 1986, the group celebrated their 75th anniversary. We say congratulations to them. They rededicated themselves to their country, church, and the seminarians that they have supported financially for 25 years. St. Mary of the Lake Seminary in Mundelein has received over $150,000 in donations from the organization you see right here. The LaSalle Assembly, 4th degree Knights of Columbus, are under the direction of Bruno Podwowski, faithful navigator, and also Marian Kojo, past faithful navigator.
Now, they're going to be making a presentation, I believe, before the dignitaries, many of the political figures and the civic leaders we saw earlier who've joined the members of the Polish National Alliance in the reviewing stand. And so the Knights of Columbus move right up Dearborn Street. Or as you said, Alan, right down Dearborn Street.
Whatever you prefer.
Yeah, the parade is actually moving to the south. And a big hand for these marchers as they go by on this rather brisk day, and a big hand for what's coming next. The Illinois division of the Polish-American Congress.
We see here former congressman, also an alderman from the city of Chicago, Roman Kuczynski. He is the president of the Polish-American Congress.
Illinois division.
And of course, you know, they're very active, sponsoring major telethons, which, and this is pretty incredible, raised $1.5 million for aid to Poland. That was last year. Last summer, they launched the first ever Polish Lakefront Festival. The Polish-American Congress is the umbrella organization of all organizations in the country.
The national president of the Polish-American Congress is Aloysius Mazeski. He's also president of the Polish National Alliance, which organizes this parade every year. And the local president, yes,
that's
local
right.
president.
And I think in light of events in Poland that are coinciding with the May Day celebration, the call for solidarity and the reminder of that is very important to the people who are marching today down Dearborn Street.
Well, the whole spirit of the Constitution is that same spirit that we see in the solidarity movement in Poland. This is the float sponsored by Walter Kazabowski, the city clerk of Chicago, Grand Marshal of this parade.
And riding on the float, the lovely young ladies are debutantes of the Polish National Alliance, and of course, family and friends and well-wishers of Mr. Kazabowski.
And those strange-looking costumes, those are Polish knights from medieval times.
Hi there. A big wave at that little guy bundled up in his hood. And there go the debutantes. Lieutenant, can you guesstimate how many people are marching and involved in this? I know it's got to be tens of thousands.
It's tens of thousands, of course, because almost every Polish organization gets involved, even though, in fact, it's organized by the Polish-American Congress, Polish National Alliance, but everybody gets involved.
Oh, there's some nice march music. The Polish-American Musicians Club treating us to a little music here. They are under the direction of Joseph Polinsky. Many of the members in this band are also members of the Federation of Musicians Local 10208 and also the Chicago Symphony Orchestra.
This is a real crowd pleaser. I can see folks at the side clapping their hands and tapping their toes. In fact, we're doing that right up here as we bring the parade to you. Now, Polish Legions of the American Veterans and the Auxiliary. The state commander, Frank Fisek, and the state president, Evelyn Fisek.
Now, the group you see here, founded back in 1920, the Polish Army Veterans Association, District Number 1. It is being led today by Władysław Starodziński. The Ladies Auxiliary performs services for the sick and incapacitated veterans. They are being led by Helen Bielecki.
Beautiful. What wonderful Polish pronunciations.
We'll just roll them right off the tongue today.
Well, I believe there's a little Polish ancestry in Alan Krzyzewski's
Oh, there is,
family.
definitely.
A little bit in all of us today, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'll certainly claim that today.
Okay.
These are the Polish veterans of World War II, post number 15, founded back in March of 1953. They're led by Leopold Szebałowicz. Serving as president for 28 years of that organization, Kazimierz Iwanicki, one of the oldest Polish veteran groups in existence.
Still some members, I believe, of the Ladies Auxiliary.
This is the Polish Paratroopers Association.
Affiliated with the 82nd Airborne Division Association, America's Guard of Honor. The paratroopers were organized back in 1956, and the purpose at that time was to aid disabled veterans and their families, as well as to maintain strong ties with American and Polish veterans groups, and to protect the ideals of American democracy. The president is Joseph Pasternak. Also in line is the national president of the association. His name is Jerry Blusa. And the chairman of the 82nd Airborne Division is Joseph Scotellaro. The paratroopers have been marching in the parade since 1957, so they're veterans of the parade. Of course, many people are, though. I know for families, this is something that they look forward to and plan to do, and bring the family and the kids and grandma. They all come downtown for it.
This is the first Polish Armored Division Veterans Association, headed by their commander, Władysław Lis. And this is the Polish Home Army Veterans Association, Illinois Division, under the direction of their president, Witold Jastrzębski.
Now, you know, this is an interesting organization. It was organized in Poland back in about 1939, the fighting arm of the Polish secret state.
The underground during the war.
Which resisted Nazi Germany during World War II. At the time, it was over 400,000 soldiers. And the purpose, continuing support of the people of Poland in their struggle for freedom and for independence.
This is the Polish Carpathian Brigade, led by 2nd Lieutenant Edward Kielaw.
Now, directly in front of the group are the American and Polish flags and also the organization's banner, similar to the banner used by the 3rd Carpathian Division during World War II. The brigade was organized 29 years ago. Its objectives are social and cultural welfare of the members and support for disabled veterans, close cooperation with Polish organizations for the cause of an independent Poland and also for the good of the Polish people. Its current president, Wacław Kaminski.
Secretary is Janusz Szystyński. Treasurer Kazimierz Czerwiński. Head of the Women's Auxiliary is Lucy Czerkawski.
Little furry friend.
That's right. We could all use a little fur coat today, I think, here. The Chicago Command Chapter. It's an organized unit of a bigger body that's known as the Military Vehicle Collectors Club. And the prime purpose is to promote the recognition and the collection and the restoration of historic military vehicles. This is really, hi there, an international organization with chapters, well, in this country as well as Canada, Great Britain, Europe, and Australia. All the vehicles are privately owned, and they're restored by the owners. Now, that's a big job.
A very sad moment of Polish history recalled by these marchers. These are the Polish prisoners from the Nazi and Soviet camps during World War II, survivors of the camps.
They are actually dressed in the Guard while prisoners of concentration camps during World War II. You see them right here.
Headed by their president, Zygmunt Borkowski. They're survivors of places like Auschwitz, Dachau, Mattenhausen, and others. Many, many Poles, 3 million Poles died at the hands of the Nazi Germans during World War II.
Today, too, a very important day for remembering things like that.
So it is not only a happy occasion, also sad.
And there will be some poignant moments for the marchers and for the people who have lined Dearborn Street as they watch this parade go by. And in some ways, I think perhaps this parade is unique in that sense, as opposed to many of the parades that happen in Chicago, which are pure celebrations, as an element of...
Poland is more than 100 years old, well, excuse me, more than 1,000 years old, and in much of that 1,000-year history it has been invaded and occupied, and we also remember all the sad times of Polish history on May 3rd, as well as the joyful.
The float you just saw, the Polish National Relief Fund proudly presenting their Queen of the Year to Lucy Robadowski. We'll be back with more of the 1987 Polish Constitution Day Parade in just a moment, so stay with us.
We are celebrating the 200th anniversary of the United States Constitution, as well as the 196th anniversary of the Polish Constitution. The Polish Constitution received its inspiration from our Constitution, and we're hoping that on the 200th anniversary of the Polish Constitution, Poland will be free and independent.
Our spring collections can color your outlook and brighten your world. At substantial savings, plus the convenience of a suitery charge at a suitery near you.
great cheese can't be mechanically punched out of a huge block like this. That's making cheese Longhorn style, and that's an artificial process. But County Line Longhorns are made the real way, ripened evenly from the inside out in small individual containers for a smooth, rounded shape. Only real cheese, perfectly aged, for a smooth, natural, old-fashioned taste in every cheese we make. County Line. Only real cheese.
You'll never get more than 10% real juice out of those drinks, no matter how much you pour. But Juicy Juice from Libby's is 100% real fruit juice. Wow!
Juicy Juice is a juicier juice.
It's 100%.
And welcome back to our coverage of the 96th Annual Polish Constitution Day Parade in Chicago. You probably have the best seat in the house in terms of seeing all the parade today here on Channel 7, and it's probably a little warmer for the folks watching at home today. Let's go down and see what's happening as the parade passes us by down here on Dearborn Street.
Well, things are continuing right along. They're a fine group here.
This is the Polish school, Maximilian Kolbe Polish School.
Organized back in 1974, there are 321 students taught by 14 professional teachers in grades 1 through 8 and the first year of high school. And the school uses the facilities of St. Constance Parish.
Those children are wearing Polish Highlander costumes from the Polish mountains, some of my favorites.
These are costumes that they would wear for special occasions normally?
Yes, and in the mountains they wear them very frequently, often to Sunday Mass if it's an important Sunday. Maximilian Kolbe is the newest Polish saint. The Catholic priest who died was murdered by the Nazi Germans in the concentration camps in Auschwitz, to be exact.
This is the Parkway Bank and Trust Company float. It is headed by the chairman of the board of directors, Dennis Voss. Riding on the float and marching alongside are the children from the St. Maximilian Polish Language School.
And we see all kinds of flags waving, the flag of Poland, and today, the Stars and Stripes waving on this float.
Principal of the school is Sanina Bartosz, and president of the Parents Association, John Kulak.
The educational effort in Polonia here in Chicago is really kind of amazing. Every year as we hear about these schools, I'm just...
There are about 24 of these Saturday schools. The children go to school 6 days a week, 5 days to normal school, 1 day a week, Saturdays to Polish school. And it's a wonderful way to get your Polish heritage education.
Our next float is from the Coalition of Polish American Women, founded back in 1983 for the purpose of organizing the Polish American woman for helping other women in their fields of endeavors. The president of the organization is Wanda Cass.
And marching behind them, the Polish Teachers Association of America, a nonprofit educational association of Polish teachers, who organized a number of Saturday Polish language schools, the ones Lucina was just speaking of, 35 years ago. Now, this organization helps to run and coordinate about 16 of those schools across Chicago.
That's right.
About 3,500 young children attend them. And the association also publishes school textbooks and other school materials.
President of the Polish Teachers Association is Dr. Richard Lisakowski. This is the Emilia Plater Polish School, another one of those schools.
Founded back in 1974 for the purpose of teaching young Americans of Polish descent the Polish language, history, instilling in them just a general awareness and pride in their accomplishments of Polish people in America and also throughout the world. In the 13 years of its existence, it's grown from an initial enrollment of just 50 students to well over 200 now in grades that go from kindergarten the whole way up through high school. Classes for adults, too, who are just beginning to study the Polish language.
And I think all 200 students have come out today, many of them in costume. Everybody with a balloon or a flag today.
I think there are more costumes under those raincoats.
That's probably true. That was always the hard part, when you had your pretty dress on or your great costume and Mom says, hey, you got to put your raincoat on today. It was always covered up. Riding on the float here, let's see. Float's coming up right behind our band of marchers.
There it is.
That's Ed Rosewell and some of the children from the school.
Tell these kids, go to Polish school, practice your Polish, and someday you'll narrate the Polish parade on Channel 7.
Well, there's a little perfect precision. This is is the Carl Sandburg Junior High School Band and Color Guard from Rolling Meadows, Illinois. They, under the direction of George Southgate today, the band and Color Guard have participated in the Polish Constitution Day Parade for the last 12 years. They perform also in various parades in Chicago and the suburbs. Also participate in contests and festivals.
Nice of them to dress in red and white, which happen to be the Polish national colors.
The Carl Sandburg Jazz Ensemble was selected to represent the junior jazz bands from across the country at the Midwest National Band Clinic. They were also voted top junior high school ensemble at the Oak Lawn School Jazz Festival.
This is the Paderewski Polish School from Glenview, Illinois.
11 years ago, a group of Polish Americans founded the Northwest Suburban School of Polish Language and Culture.
They are named in honor of Ignacy Paderewski, the famous Polish pianist, composer, and, of course, premier of Poland.
The purpose of this nonprofit organization is to impart the Polish language, history, culture, and traditions to the whole community.
Now, there are many children from the school riding on this float, sponsored by former Cook County Assessor Tom Hines. Hi there. Don't forget to wave to us now.
Lucyna Wisowata is the school principal. Another Lucyna, and Zbigniew Brzostowski is the president of the Parents and Teachers Association.
And now here's the band that we've heard from 2 blocks down, the U.S. Navy Recruit Band, the Service School Command Band of the United States Navy under the direction of Petty Officer Powers, comprised of all volunteer sailors. They're also students. This band is performed in Morton Grove and the Oktoberfest in Belvedere, Illinois. And today, for Polish Constitution Day, the 96th annual parade in the city of Chicago.
You see the Polish American Labor Council. They've actively served the Polish community for the past 75 years. The organization fosters cooperation between Chicago's Polonia and American organized labor. In the United States, freedom and democracy, of course, a part of our everyday life. And the Polish American Labor Council hopes that one day the Polish people can know these ideals as well. Julian Sock, the president of the Labor Council. We talk about freedom here in this country. Just look in your newspapers this morning, the May Day situation from yesterday, where Polish people, of course, protesting the lack of freedom in their country.
May 3rd, Polish Constitution Day, is not celebrated in contemporary Poland, unfortunately.
Now, isn't that ironic that around the world and here in Chicago, around this country, big parades, observance of the day, and not for the people in Poland? Marching with the Service Employees International Union, the Millard International Choir, under the direction of Stanley Soches. They're not singing today. I think all of their energies into keeping warm, and it looks like they have a variety of costumes as well. When you were a little girl and you marched in the parade, Lucinda, did you have costumes like this?
Oh yes, I had my Kraków costume on. I was born in the city of Kraków in the south of Poland, where the Pope was cardinal before he became the Pope, and so I always marched in my Kraków costume.
So this brings back memories.
Oh, it certainly does.
Especially the little girls.
Of course, we marched on the north side in those days. It was down Augusta Boulevard and into Humboldt Park. Now we do it downtown.
It even moved to Clark Street, I believe.
Right, for a while. You're absolutely right. You know your history.
And just starting to come into view now, we see the Service Employees International Union float. This is Local 25 under the direction of Eugene Motes. He's the president.
And at this point, we're going to tell you we'll be back with more of the Polish Constitution Day Parade in just a moment. We hope you'll stay with us.
On Polish Constitution Day, we say thank you
We pay tribute to our Polish ancestors for the great things they had accomplished here in Chicago. We stand in admiration of their faith and their courage for what they have accomplished to make this a great city of Chicago.
Slifty Pizza, where delivery is king. Certified instructors put our employees through a grueling pizza delivery course. Now that's driving.
While some pizza places put all their effort into delivery, at Little Caesars, we concentrate on something else, the pizza.
You want to make sure the crust is golden brown on the top and on
At
the
Little
bottom.
Caesars, it's the pizza that counts. So while they're perfecting this, we've perfected this. Little Caesars.
The Polish National Alliance is the largest ethnic fraternal benefit society of Polish Americans in America. Founded in Philadelphia in 1880, the PNA was created to help Polish immigrants start a new life in America. Headquartered in Chicago at 6100 North Cicero Avenue, the PNA publishes the bi-weekly Zagoda and Polish daily newspapers. For more information about the Polish National Alliance, call 286-0500.
In a recent taste test, next, between Tostitos brand and ordinary tortilla chips, one of the challengers fell flat. Next. And when yet another trying to beat Tostitos' fresh taste, they fell to pieces. Others may keep trying to compare themselves, but Tostitos brand tortilla chips are so crisp and full of freshness. Why try the rest? You can't beat the best. Just ask one of the other guys.
Don't forget to write. At iLab, the complete eyewear eye care center, you'll see the difference we make. At Eye Exam, we offer a state-of-the-art examination. You'll see more frames in every style and every price. You'll see your glasses made in our own lab. They're usually ready in 2 hours and are guaranteed against breakage for 1 year. iLab, you'll see the difference we make. Now open in Lansing and Melrose Park.
And we welcome you back to the 96th Annual Polish Constitution Day Parade in Chicago. We want to say hello now to some of our colleagues, friends and colleagues who work with Alan and I at Channel 7. They're in the Channel 7 float coming down Dearborn Street.
These hopefully will be some familiar faces for you, riding in antique cars today.
I think so. There's Diane Burns, who's our weekend anchor on Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Hello, Diane.
And there you see Andy Avalos, our weekend weathercaster. He's brought his umbrella with him today.
Do you think that's a not-so-subtle message to some of the people here? And riding with Andy is Paul Meinke, who reports for all of our newscasts and especially for our 10 o'clock Eyewitness News. Hello, Andy. Hello, Paul. His umbrella says "singing in the rain." Now, I hope that he can hold the umbrella by his side for the whole rest of the parade.
Hopefully he can give us some sunshine for tomorrow. That would be nice.
This is the Kazimierz Pulaski Polish School.
Also established by those very industrious ladies about 36 years ago. And the school has provided language instructions to several thousand young people, as well as instruction in culture and tradition. And it's elementary, it's also high school, isn't it, Lucinda?
Oh, yes. You can go for 12 years to, and there's even a college that you can go to and study Polish heritage and Polish subject.
Now, is the financial burden of this borne by the individual families?
By the families. There's no aid to this. It's just organized by the parents. It's quite a sacrifice, both financially and to lose Saturday mornings.
Well, yes, of course, for the kids. But I can't think of any other community that does this to this extent.
Actually, there are about 25 to 30 communities in the Chicago area that have Saturday school systems.
That's great.
Here you see the float sponsored by the Attorney General's office, Neil Hartigan, and of course on that float, some of the children in the Kazimierz Pulaski Polish School.
Now those are the lucky guys because they get to ride on the float, so they have their hands free and they can wave to us.
But their arms get tired, I bet.
Kazimierz Pulaski, of course, the martyr of the Polish martyr of the American Revolution. We now have a Pulaski Day, as you know, in the state of Illinois.
Look at that little tiny girl with the flowers on her hat. Oh boy, I'm in love. She's a doll.
The Roberto Clemente High School Drum and Bugle Corps. They are under the direction of Senior Army Instructor Philip Johnson. They are also assisted by Sergeant First Class Williams. They're located at Western Division.
Let's pause just a moment and listen. many, many talented students at Roberto Clemente. We're seeing a couple of hundred participating here in the parade today. They also have an incredible steel band at Clemente High School.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I think it's a little difficult to bring those big steel drums out for parade day.
How nice of them to come out and help us celebrate Polish Constitution Day.
And here's an exhibit sponsored by Tallman Federal Savings. Dedicated to the Polish Welfare Association, the Immigration Services, and once again a reminder that the parade today is celebrating the first immigrants who settled in the city of Chicago 150 years ago.
There is certainly a lot more to come here today. A good day for watching a parade on television. We invite you to stay with us as we bring you more of the parade in just a moment.
Fuss with shampoo and conditioner? Who needs it? Tote 2 bottles into the shower to wash my hair? Not me. I want to wash my hair and go. And now I can, with something new. Now you're thinking, Pert? That's not new, but it is. Now it's Pert Plus. Complete shampoo plus complete conditioner in one bottle. There's never been anything quite like it. Pert Plus leaves my hair clean, conditioned, and looking terrific. Before, to get results this good, I used shampoo and conditioner. No more. Now, with Pert Plus, I just wash and go.
New Pert Plus. Shampoo plus complete conditioner in one. Lets you just wash and go.
What took you so long?
I hate how they wrinkle my suit.
You ought to see my cleaning bill.
Oh, they rub against my neck. They're uncomfortable.
How about this for an alternative? Safety belts are way too confining.
I'm in complete agreement, more or less.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
If you like Giorgio perfume at $150 an ounce, or Obsession at $160 an ounce, or Opium at $170 an ounce, or Oscar de la Renta at $175 an ounce, or Joy at $200 an ounce, you'll love our fabulous Fakes versions at just $9.95 an ounce. Imagine only $9.95 for 1 full ounce of rich, luxurious perfume. If you can't smell the difference, why pay the difference? For yourself or as a gift at Osco Drug.
Aloha. I'm Ed Hogan, president and owner of Pleasant Hawaiian Holidays, inviting you to a spring sun sale. Vacation in Hawaii now, and you'll get summer weather at spring prices. Our low price for a week in Waikiki includes hotel and airfare. For the best values under the sun, it's Pleasant Hawaiian Holiday. See your travel agent or call toll-free 800-2-HAWAII.
Marianne Childers with Alan Kraszewski and Lucinda Megala. We almost hate to go to commercial because there's so many things happening. A bunch of little kids with a maypole just went by, which is very traditional, isn't it?
Oh, yes, that's very much a part of May 3rd. The maypole, which we call a maik or a gaik in Polish.
This is a float sponsored by District 13 of the Polish National Alliance.
Commissioners of that district are Stanley Szczypło and Kazimierz Fel.
The children there that you see from the Tadeusz Kościuszko Polish School will be decking the float sponsored by them. That is the largest Polish language school outside of Poland. They have an enrollment of 600 elementary and high school students taught by 15 teachers. Now, each child that you see there attends school on Saturday for 2.5 hours.
That's why they're all smiling today. Because it's Saturday.
They're out of school.
Right.
Now you've figured it out.
Well, I thought, it's a little cold, but the kids seem like they're just in 7th heaven, and now we know. Whoa, good catch.
Speaking of cold, how is she holding up there? The Maryland Majorette, or the Marlin?
I don't know. I've lost feeling in my fingers. But these young ladies are doing terrific.
They must be cold. This is a teenage marching unit with color guard flags, rifle squad, and of course the majorettes that you see, and the drum corps too. This unit has appeared in the 1984 Canadian Expo in Toronto, Canada, where they represented the United States for the opening ceremonies on the parade there too. Some of you may have seen them at White Sox and Cubs games too.
And they're pausing now to put on a little bit of a presentation for the dignitaries. They're in the reviewing stand.
They're based in Sycamore, Illinois. They represent the Northern Illinois area
from the Knights of Dubrovsky. The Crusade for Education, established in 1973 by the Knights to provide financial aid to local Polish-American college and graduate students. The organization is named after Reverend Joseph Dąbrowski, who invited the Felician sisters from Poland to come to the Chicago area to open elementary schools and teach the children of Polish immigrants in the late 1880s. And although the Felicians are not associated with the Crusade for Education directly, well, they're one in spirit, since both the groups are striving to help Polish-American students to achieve the best possible education.
Chester Vida is president of the organization. This float is sponsored by the RC Coil Spring Manufacturing Company. President of that company is Chester Safko.
And I'll say hello to Sister Crescenta, who's a good friend of mine with the Felician sisters.
Here comes the Paderewski Polish School.
They're from Niles. You can see they're dressed in costumes depicting the various regions of Poland.
Oh, look here. This is the smallest marcher who gets carried.
The smallest carrier, right?
That's the right way to do it if you can't ride on the float.
What are some of the costumes that we see?
Well, for example, the girl with the sign 41 is wearing a costume from the Łowicz region in central Poland, just across the Vistula River from Warsaw. It happens to be one of my favorites, and it's very warm, pure wool, so she probably is cozy. Principal of the school is Barbara Kozłowski. President of the Parents Association is Błażej Skoczek. Now that looks like a Kraków costume from my region there, both of them.
I think it's funny. She's got her jacket kind of pulled open a little bit. I wonder if someone inside there?
Yes, you can see
I see a leg sticking out.
Somebody's a little tired already, I guess.
A little tired, a little chilly today. That's all right. The parade goes down all the way to Congress almost, so that person could wake up and enjoy all the festivity.
This is the General Anders Polish School.
The Chicago Society Lodge of 1450 of the Polish National Alliance, which is sponsoring this organization, was founded back in 1912, and the members consist of business and professional gentlemen. The purpose is to foster the ideals of good fellowship and promote the welfare of the community by advancing civic, social, economic, and cultural development.
President of the Chicago Society is Ronald Rzeszutko, and the General Walter Anders Polish School was founded 9 years ago.
They, of course, teach the Polish language. The school is located at St. Tekla Parochial School in Roman Kuczynski Street.
Principal of the school is Maria Serafin. President of the Parents Association is Roman Penard.
I like all the little girls with the flowers in their hair. I think that looks just great.
That is part of the Kraków costume.
So much work goes into each one of those costumes.
Oh yes, beading, it's all hand sewn. Some of these costumes are extremely valuable to $200 and $300 a piece. This is the Chicago Society Polish National Alliance of Business and Professional Men, Lodge 1450. They sponsored the float ahead of us, and here they are.
Gentlemen all smiles today, waving to friendly faces in the crowd.
There is the float, sponsored by the Chicago Society Lodge 1450 of the Polish National Alliance. Riding that, of course, a little accordion music. And on that note, we will tell you that we'll be back in just a moment after just a short break from the parade.
The Polish National Alliance is the largest ethnic fraternal benefit society of Polish Americans in America. Founded in Philadelphia in 1880, the PNA was created to help Polish immigrants start a new life in America. Headquartered in Chicago at 6100 North Cicero Avenue, the PNA publishes the bi-weekly Zagoda and Polish daily newspapers. For more information about the Polish National Alliance, call 286-0500.
What's this? Smells like pizza, but it looks like a turnover. What do you call it?
It's a new Chef Boyardee Panzerotti pizza turnover.
That's a real mouthful.
Panzerottis are as easy to make as pizza, complete with zesty sauce and chunky pizza filling. You wrap in a crisp, light crust, and they're neat to eat.
New Chef Boyardee Panzerotti pizza turnovers.
Chef Boyardee Panzerotti pizza turnovers. That's a real mouthful.
Bargains? Have we got bargains? Whether you're looking for soup, nuts, records, books, tickets, or diamonds, we've got the buys for you. From vintage hats to three-piece suits.
Any size and any color. $99 Mary's of Elmhurst.
We've got men's, women's, and kids' clothing. Such a deal you wouldn't believe. Something for almost nothing. Tonight at 6.
And welcome back to the 96th Annual Polish Constitution Day Parade.
It has been quite a day here along Dearborn Street, but a number of people have shown out for the parade today. Just a beautiful sight to see all the children, the costumes, and the pageantry along the way.
One thing I want to know, though, are the Lyra singers going to be marching?
No, we're not marching because tomorrow we're singing. We have our Polish Song and Dance Fest, which is in honor of May 3rd, Polish Constitution Day, at the Rialto Square Theater, 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Everyone is welcome. You can still get tickets at the door or by calling 585-1140.
That's sort of an annual performance for your group, isn't it? But the group's ongoing throughout the year.
Oh, yes. We are the only professional organization in the country dedicated exclusively to Polish music.
And that's a performance not to be missed.
Thank
this weekend especially.
Thank you.
That's great. That's great. You know, there are, as we've been talking, many very important people in Polish-American history. Tadeusz Kościuszko, just one of them.
Tadeusz Kościuszko, born in Poland in 1746, was a revolutionary hero of both Poland and America. It was his strategy of defenses in the Battle of Saratoga that saved the day for the American Army and changed history. For this and other distinguished service, Congress awarded Kościuszko the rank of Brigadier General. A few years later, he returned to Poland, drawn by a need to help Polish peasants fight for their country against Russian invaders. Drawing on his experience in the American Revolution, he established a citizens' army. And in 1794, he issued 3 charters, which gave the peasants personal freedom, government protection, and control of their land. There's a statue honoring Kościuszko, the great soldier and humanitarian of Poland and America, on Solidarity Drive.
And you will see floats and many other types of indications of Polish history throughout the parade today.
Now, how many times have we passed those landmarks in Chicago? Now we know.
No. This is the Polish National Alliance District 12. And their float, children from the Henryk Sienkiewicz and Stanisław Polewiński Polish School.
The commissioners of District 12 are Kazimierz Jaszyński and Jean Binkowski.
This school, as many schools are, is sponsored by a committee of parents. 9 teachers work here, plus the principal, and the school under the supervision of the Polish Teachers Association of America. A float that passed by a bit earlier as we were watching today.
These children from the Sienkiewicz School, where the principal is Elizabeth Poręba and the president is Stanley Momot. And this is the Sikorski School.
And complete with whistles. I don't know how those whistles sound to all of you listening at home, but they're very loud here.
A salute to the Polish community from the Italian community, say the Joint Civic Committee of Italian Americans. The president of the organization is Carl DeMoon. Riding on the float you see there, and also marching alongside are the children from the General Władysław Sikorski School.
And we have Boy Scout Troop 63, the Drum and Bugle Corps, under the very capable direction of James Short, Jr. By the way, this group has marched in the parade for the last 6 years in the Polish Constitution Day Parade. The line of bugles lead the corps, banners honoring the Polish National Alliance. And this year, they've done a bit of traveling, the Mardi Gras Parade in New Orleans.
This float, sponsored by the Polish Women's Alliance.
Hi there.
Yeah, a little hello there. We were founded back in 1898 for the purpose of aiding the Polish women emigrating to the United States and to assimilate into the mainstream of American life.
And you see there's the Constitution of the United States on the front of the float, and there's a big quill pin right up in the center for the John Hancock.
This is my own organization, the Polish Women's Alliance. Our national president is Helen Jeliński. I'm happy to say I'm one of the national directors.
A little polka music for you. The Polka Get Together Polka Show, celebrating its 10th year in broadcasting within the Chicagoland area. The show's hosts are Keith Stras and Rick Rzeszutko.
Tak smutną sylwetkę